Imagine your business had a 24/7 AI receptionist that never missed a single call, books appointment instantly and autonomously, and also never misses any information about any leads. So it's basically gonna be a really simple receptionist, as everybody knows how they work, how they perform, right? So it's not gonna be human. That's it. It's all gonna be AI, automated, fully automatic. Everything is basically within the AI infrastructure. So in today's video and in today's demo, actually, I'm gonna show you how to create a 24/7 working AI receptionist that doesn't need any coffee breaks, lunch breaks, or anything like that at all. It's gonna work 24/7 and handle basically every single customer relationship management or CRM stuff uh, that you are gonna assign to this particular assistant. So this is Ashkan from the Hired AI. In the next 30 minutes or 20 minutes, I'm gonna show you how to create one. Stay with me. Okay, so let's jump into action, guys. So I'm gonna start out with make.com and what is the whole concept of the automation, how does it work, or basically how is the flow gonna be look like, right? So as you can see, it's working on a really simple automation, which basically the whole concept of AI inbound assistant is going to rely on these two modules that you're seeing in my screen. So basically what you have to do is you're going to start on make.com. You're going to create a new scenario. And then you're going to start out with adding a new module, which is going to be a webhook, and it's going to be a custom webhook. So then it's going to be something looking like this. Then you're going to create a new custom webhook, or either you're going to have some, doesn't really matter. You can just create a new custom webhook. You can just name it whatever you like, and you no IP restrictions needed. Just save it, and then you're going to have something looking like this. So you're going to have basically a URL here, right? And then for the next module, you're gonna add another webhook, but this webhook is basically different to this one. So this one is a custom webhook, which I just showed you, but this one is a webhook response. So if you add a new module and go to the webhooks, you can see that only for the first trigger, you're gonna be able to have the custom webhook. But for the rest of the modules, you're only gonna be able to create a webhook response basically throughout the rest of the automation. So let me show you. Let's say this is the rest of the automation. If I click on webhook, it's gonna only let me to basically add the webhook response, nothing else. So you're gonna add the webhook response, and this is how it's gonna look like, the status and the body. So the status should be remaining 200. You don't have to change it, but the body, I'm gonna tell you how to create this body and where does this come from, and I'm also gonna explain what's the meaning of this like JSON formatted body here. So let's start. This is basically the most simple thing you can do, guys, because I haven't added anything in between, even though you can. Uh, but here's the tip. If you stay until the last minutes of the video, I'm also gonna tell you how to connect this to your CRM. So actually, besides having updates after the call on your CRM, you're gonna have the call with more information before actually having the call triggered. If you know what I mean, I basically what I exactly mean is that let's say you're calling a dental clinic, um, basically receptionist, right? So I'm gonna tell you a way so you can basically get your clients or patients information to the receptionist before having the phone picked up. So it's gonna be like whenever the receptionist picks up the phone, it's gonna know your information already. It does. She or he doesn't even have to ask about your information. So stay till the next 20 or 30 minutes of the video. I'm gonna explain that extra tip for you. So this is the most simple thing that you can do, basically the simplest thing. So you're gonna have this automation ready here. So I think we're basically done for now on make.com. You only need to copy this URL here, and I'm gonna tell you where to paste it. So you're gonna open your Vapi's dashboard, and on your Vapi's dashboard, and you also might recognize that Vapi has updated the UI a lot. So you have to go under the organization or org settings, and then as you have to open the org overrides, and then if you come here and if you scroll down in the server URL, there should be a server URL input section. So you're gonna paste that particular URL right here. So let me show you how it works. It's exactly gonna be something looking like this. You have to paste it exactly here, and then the next thing is to click on save. You don't have to change the server URL secret or the timeout seconds. You don't have to change any single of them. Just paste that single webhook from here to this part. That's it. That's gonna be the whole thing. So for now, you're halfway done with connecting the assistant to your basically automation. But there are a couple of different things that you also have to do. So now let's create our own assistant. We need to have a prompt. We need to have, everything ready for the assistant in case you want to have someone to pick up the call, right? So the next thing is that you're going to go to the phone number section. If you go to the build, under the build section, there's a tab called phone numbers. Let's say you just have a really random phone number. So I'm going to just move on with the first one, right? So let's say you already have an assistant and you want to assign a particular phone number to that assistant. So what you're gonna do is just you're gonna select the phone number in mind. Let's say this one, and then you're gonna come here inside the inbound settings, not the outbound form. You're gonna go to the inbound settings, and then you're gonna select the assistant from here. Let's say I'm gonna select the inbound assistant, which I've already created before the video, and then you're gonna select this, and that's it. It's gonna be saved and you don't have to do anything else. So that's it for here. So the next thing is basically going to the assistant section. And so let me tell you, this is our inbound assistant, which is currently working right now. So basically what is gonna happen here is you're gonna copy the assistant ID right here. If you can see the assistant ID, you're gonna copy it. You're gonna go back to make, and inside the webhook response, you have to paste the assistant ID here in this JSON module or format. Right here, you can see that these are the same two things. So it starts with 984, and also this one starts with 9 and 4, and the rest is basically not gonna change. So yeah, that's the whole thing. I'm actually gonna tell you something really super interesting. So here's the thing. Congratulations, you basically did the whole thing. So now whenever you call that particular phone number, this webhook is gonna be triggered, and then it's gonna send or basically carry a bundle of data through this flow and send it to the webhook response. And this webhook response is gonna basically call for your assistant and basically have your AI receptionist, which you assign the phone number to, behind the phone, and the AI receptionist is going to answer the phone and pick it up. So it's going to be like, let's say this is our AI receptionist. It's going to be like, hi, this is Dave speaking. How can I help you? By the way, this is one of our most valuable clients here, which I'm actually showing you right now. So these assistants are live. That's why I'm not changing anything. I'm just explaining it on the already built assistant. That's why you're not seeing me change anything. So yeah, this is also one of our high valuable clients, which is actually booking 500 meetings per 8,000 leads, something like that. That's a really, really high number, something around 15 to 20% booking rate. So yeah, it's really working great for these guys, and you can also have the same setup built out for you. And even if you don't know how to do the complicated stuff, you can just leave it to us. You can either consider joining our private community so you can learn all of these yourself, or you can just book a free consultation meeting with us, and the link is down below, and we're gonna see what we can do for you. So yeah, let's just move on to the next stuff that I'm gonna tell you right now, which is gonna be how is the assistant is gonna perform. So let's say you're gonna have your assistant to book appointments. That's the whole thing that you guys want, right? Because if you know how to do that, then all of the tools that you're gonna provide your assistant, provide for your assistant, is gonna be simple and easy. So if you know how to create a tool for booking an appointment in Vapi AI, then you know the rest. So let me tell you how. we're gonna create another tool, which is gonna be, let me just bring something up here. So if I go back to scenarios and say calendar tool, here's our calendar tool. Let me show you. So this calendar tool is basically a really simple scenario, which is gonna handle the part for actually checking the availability on your calendar. So you're probably familiar with our videos. Otherwise, if you're new to this channel, you can consider subscribing to this channel, and you're gonna see more of the stuff that we're doing. But anyways, if you're familiar with our channel, you're probably um, already aware of that, which we are using GoHighLevel as our CRM. And this is going to be the most case for the people who is for the people basically who are watching these kind of stuff, because GoHighLevel is a really big worldwide platform and is really being used like in the whole world. So yeah, that's gonna be most likely the case for you guys also. So here you can see that we have a really simple automation here for checking the availability on your calendar from GoHighLevel. So what you're gonna do here is you're gonna create a custom webhook again. You're gonna have the URL copied here, and then you're gonna save it for later. I'm gonna tell you what to do next with that. So uh, there's all of basically, let me tell you this. Basically, all of these automations that you're gonna see, if it's just a little bit complicated to you, I told you all of these have ready to use blueprints, which you can access in our private community on school. All of these are just one click to download, and then you're gonna just import it to your GoHighLevel. Then the rest would be copy and pasting everything here. So yeah, in case you think you're gonna need a ready to use blueprint for these, you can consider checking out our private school community. So yeah, moving back to the video, basically this scenario is gonna act as a tool on GHL, actually Vapi. So whenever the assistant calls for this function or tool or whatever you call it, this is gonna be triggered, and then let's say I'm the client. I'm gonna basically provide the assistant with my time zone. Let's say Dubai, Asia/Dubai is gonna be the correct format of the time zone, right? And then I'm gonna ask for let's say a 3 p.m. on 17th of March booking slot, right? So this is gonna be processed by these two ChatGPT module, and these two ChatGPT modules are gonna basically format my request in a way that the computer or the calendar can read it. So that's it. That's the whole point of this two ChatGPT modules. And then this tool is gonna basically format it in another way, which is gonna let the calendar check with using the HTTP module. This HTTP module is gonna check with your GoHighLevel calendar, and it's actually a get module, so it's gonna get the information from your calendar. And then the next thing is that this ChatGPT again is gonna basically consume the achieved data from the the HTTP get module from here, and then it's going to convert it to human language, like really simple sentences that are going to be used with your actually by your assistant. So let's say there are a couple of data coming through here, and this ChatGPT is going to process it, and maybe it meant that the available slots were okay, or maybe they weren't okay. So these are obviously the two possible things that could happen. So this ChatGPT module is gonna translate it into like normal human sentences, and then either it's an available slot or it's not, right? So the next thing is gonna be according to the availability. It's gonna be separating into two different branches as you can see here. So these are the filters. Also, you can see the filters are different. So if the slot was available, the data will go through this branch, and then what's going to happen next is that through this webhook response, you can also have all of these formattings and all of our blueprints. You don't have to worry about them. So basically, the ChatGPT response is going to be responded back through the same webhook and be provided for your assistant. So now your assistant does basically have a ready to use sentence. So it's going to say the exact same thing to your client on the phone. So it's gonna tell your client what happened with the time that they requested, and then the rest is basically just updating the client's time zone on GoHighLevel. That's the whole thing here. You don't have to do any of these 6 different GHL modules. So that's the whole thing. And so now let me tell you how to implement this tool with your uh, basically Vapi account. So you remember I told you this webhook should be copied and pasted somewhere else than here. So you're gonna go to Vapi dashboard, you're gonna select the tools under the build section, and then you're gonna create a new tool. You're gonna create a function. A function is basically a custom tool. It's basically different from transfer call or end call or query or DTMF or anything like that. So these are not the things that we want. We want to create a function, a new function or tool, which I'm going to show you how. So after you create a new function or tool, you're going to name it this way. And then, or you can basically name it however you want, but this is the way that we are doing it. So you're going to name it this way. This is going to be the tool name. This is going to be the description of the tool. I'm just going to read it out real quick for you. So the purpose of this function is to suggest available times for scheduling an appointment based on provided time slots. It also has access to the current time. If the suggested time slot is available in the calendar, the function should inform the prospect that the time is available. If the suggested time is not available, the function should suggest an alternative time to the prospect. The function should communicate clearly and ensure that the process is easy to understand for the prospect. So that's the whole purpose of this tool. And you're gonna have this description for this particular tool. So it's basically AI prompt. So you know what to do with it, right? Uh, you're gonna have these two off. You're gonna get two parameters, which are gonna be looking like these. These are all provided in the blueprints that we're gonna provide to you, and then you're gonna paste basically the same webhook that I told you here. So this webhook should be pasted here, right in the server settings. No server token, no secret token, no timeout settings, no anything like that. You can also add a request start message, or it's just up to you. You don't even have to do that. You can just delete it and leave it there. So yeah, the next thing is to prompt your assistant to use this tool. So if you go back to your assistant, which was, for example, let's say this one, first of all, you're going to have to go to the function tab under your assistant. Then you're going to select the tool that you just created from here. And then boom, you're going to be basically providing your, or actually having the assistant provided with your custom function that you just created. There's just one little tweak that you have to do next is which is to tweak the prompt so it knows when to trigger this tool. So if you scroll down here, let me just quickly bring up the appointment booking guide for this assistant. So let's see if we have something like that. Okay, this might not be here as I'm seeing it. And this is actually an issue here because this shouldn't be the case. It may work sometimes. It may work sometimes if you don't put it on the prompt, if you don't prompt your assistant. But let's see. Okay, so here's the thing. Yeah, it's actually used in another way. So you can see that in the prompt we have taught the assistant to use those functions whenever it's necessary to. So we have told the assistant use the scheduling tools to book for today or tomorrow if possible, right? So basically, you're gonna tell the assistant to use the scheduling tool, but the scheduling tool is gonna be named after the exact same thing that you basically named your tool. So I think I made it clear for you. So instead of the scheduling tool, you're just gonna tell your AI the exact name for the tool that you created. So if you remember it, it was something called check availability for booking or something like that. Let's go here. Yeah, it's called check availability for booking. You're just gonna type in the exact same name for this tool and then paste it in the prompt and tell your AI when or how to execute this function according to the scenario of what is happening on the conversation with the client. So that's it. Basically, you're done now. This basic or simple automation and voice agent is going to be able to now answer everything which you have prompted it here. So the more prompt you hear, the more information you provide the assistant in the prompt, the more questions it's going to be able to answer. So as you know, guys, this is not a how to prompt your AI here. It's not a how to prompt video or something like that. So you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's it. That's the whole thing. But here's also a couple of different things. I know this is not a prompt video, but I have to provide you with these information if you're not familiar with this. So the thing is that if you want to provide the assistant with random variables according to the client, which I told you this is going to be the tip of this video. I'm going to show you how in just a second. So let's say your client which is calling has a first name, has a last name, and also a couple of different information which is related to the particular client, right? So in this way, you're going to do something. So let's say this client is already in your list. Let's say it's already connected to your GHL account. You already have a contact for this particular client or patient or whatever you call it. So yeah, let's basically assume that this guy is on your GoHighLevel account. So what you're gonna do here is basically go back to the let's say, let me just bring it for you guys. You have to go back to the inbound caller uh, scenario, which was this one, point of chance. Then what you're gonna do next is basically really simple. I'm gonna show you in just a second. So in between these two webhook modules, you're gonna add another module. So what is it gonna be? You click on this and click on add module. You're gonna select the GoHighLevel lead connector module, and then you're gonna search for a contact. And how is the search for contact is gonna be? This is gonna be the phone number of the client which is calling. So you're gonna drag and drop the phone number of the client, which is this one. You're gonna drop it here, and then you're gonna leave it there. And basically, just you know what? Let's just save it, and that's it. You're just gonna save this for now, and let me show you the magic here. Oh, and also one quick thing. So if you're not seeing any of these data here, so you see when I click on any input section, it's showing me data which is coming through this webhook. If you're not seeing any of those, I have to tell you something. So before actually setting up the scenario, you have to run the scenario once manually, so you see this like loading and waiting for and basically waiting for new data to come in. So yeah, you basically have to run it once and trigger it manually so you receive sample data. So you have to call the phone number before actually um, seeing any data here. You have to call the phone number once while having this running manually, right? So you're gonna have it to be running manually, and then you're gonna have to call the phone number. So whenever you call the phone number, the data is gonna land here, and then you're gonna see the sample data after. Then you can map out everything you want. So you can see that there are a couple of variables that you can map out. So the next thing is to basically, as I told you, to copy the phone number here. This is going to be the client's phone number. And this module is going to search for any information related to that client if they already have an account created on GoHighLevel. So if you're obviously dealing with, let's say this in this scenario, let's say this is a dental clinic AI receptionist, right? So let's say I'm an old patient which I used to come here like frequently, right? And I'm just calling to check in if you guys have an available time for, let's say, tomorrow or something like that. So whenever I call here, before the call is triggered, this GoHighLevel lead connector is gonna search for my contact and get my contact's information and what's gonna be next here. So you can see in this JSON format, there's a section called name, and the data is empty. If you're just a little bit familiar with JSON, you can see that this is just a key per value thing, right? And the key is name, but the value is empty. So the value is gonna be the actual name of the client. You can see that after I added this module, there are a bunch of data coming through. And what I want here is basically the first name of the client. I'm gonna drag it and drop it in between the two double quotients. That's it. And then next thing is just to save it. So after doing this, let me just not save the whole thing because, you know, guys, I told you this is a live working scenario, so I don't want to mess everything up. So yeah, that's it for here. You know what? Let me just open it again. My bad. Sorry here. So yeah, you're gonna save that thing. And if you remember, I just showed you. So the value is gonna be the first name coming from GoHighLevel, and the key was name. right? Let me show it to you again. So the key is name. Name, all lowercase, no capital letter here. And let me make it clear with you guys. This is basically coding and programming. So uh, it's everything is case or operator or anything sensitive. So case sensitive, operator sensitive, like everything is basically important here. So you have to do exactly the same thing. So you see the key for the first name was name. You have to copy this name thing here, and then what you're going to do next is you have to go to your Vapi assistant. You have to go to the prompt, and let's say you're going to let your assistant know who is calling or what's the actual name of this client. And this is going to be a variable. It's going to vary according to the number that is calling, right? So you're going to basically prompt the assistant. For example, these are the provided, let's say, I don't know, variables. And okay, sorry for my bad spellings and stuff. Let's forget that. And then these are gonna be the things that you're gonna provide your system with. You're gonna say this is the first name, and the first name is going to be looking like this. So it's going to be basically double curly braces and the exact same thing that you see here in this JSON format, and only in the under the assistant overrides and variable values. You're going to see only these, right? Uh, you're going to paste the exact same thing, for example, name, and put it in between two. Okay, shit. Not this one. Sorry for that. You're gonna put it exactly in between. Okay, not capital, small, and lowercase. Yep. We're gonna put it in between these two curly braces, and that's it. That's how your assistant is gonna be provided with new data every time that you get a new client calling. So I'm just gonna delete these already, and that's it. Yeah. Also, one change I think I did here, I might need to change that as well. So what was it? I think it was under the booking section. Okay, I deleted it already. Okay, yeah. So that's it. That's it. And the next time you call the assistant is also gonna be aware of who is calling or any kind of customer uh, data related, anything like that. It's gonna be aware of those, right? So that's it. Basically for the extra tip of the video. Um, I'm also gonna show you how the backend of the assistant is gonna work really quick. It's just gonna take less than 5 minutes. I'm gonna tell you how to set up a backend for this assistant. So let's say whatever happens on the phone on the conversation, this is gonna be processed in the backend after the call ends, and according to what happened, it's gonna be something happening, obviously, right? Let's say the client asked for, I don't know, customer support, or they booked an appointment or whatever they did. This automation, which I'm just going to show you in a second, is going to handle the rest of the tasks post call, not pre call, not during the call, post call. So let's search for inbound again, just real quick. You go here, you can see that we have basically created a transcript scenario. So this scenario is going to analyze the transcript of the call according to what happened to the call. Now, actually, during the call, this is going to analyze the transcript and basically do everything that you want here. So let's say they ask for customer support, stuff like that, or something like that, and you guys want to have your customer support team notified. So this is going to be sent to this webhook, processed through here, and then according to what happens in the backend is going to come through here, for example, let's say, and then it's going to come through this Gmail module, and then let's say it's going to basically uh, notify your support team. That's the whole thing. All of these transcript scenarios and all of these are basically provided in our school community. And also, let me just tell you where you have to have this webhook pasted. So if you go to your system again, if you go to the advanced section and you scroll down, there is a server URL, and you just have to paste the transcript scenario webhook URL right here. And the rest is just waiting for the call to happen and having all of those processed in the backend, and boom, in the next 10 days you're probably going to have people booking appointments with AI, no human effort at all. You just have to create a one-time thing and sit back and enjoy monitoring everything and getting money and revenue coming through your business, or whatever you're owning, right? So that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching this video. By the way, uh, this AI voice receptionist is just the beginning of the AI voice agent world. You can create AI sales agents. You can create AI chatbots that all of them work 24/7. You can create AI for any kind of business, doing outbound calls, cold calls, warm outbound calls. You can just call people whenever they submit a form. Let's say you're running Facebook ads and they're basically submitting forms. You can call them as soon as they submit a form. You can do anything like with this automations, and your entire business is gonna be only depending on workflows and automations. So as I said, you just sit back, relax, and just monitor your monthly revenue going up to the roof. So that's the whole thing. And let me see what's gonna be next that I'm gonna tell you. So it's gonna be basically the end of the video, and I'm gonna remind you guys that if you guys think that these are just a little bit complicated to you, you can consider joining our private school community and come learn all of these on there. Every link that I'm talking about is going to be provided down below in the description. And also, if you think you're in the next level, you own an enterprise business, or you want to see if you qualify, uh, so we can create these systems for you guys. You can book a free consultation with us. The link is down below, thehire.ai/appointments, or actually, I think it's another link. Don't be bothered by the wrong link I just said. Just check the description down below. Yeah, you can just book a free consultation with us. We're gonna see what we can do for you. You're gonna be first qualified with our AI personal voice agent, Lisa. Um, and then after you book a free consultation, we're gonna see how we can tailor it to the best for your own business. Thank you for watching, guys. This today video has come to an end. Obviously, everything comes to an end, and see you in the next one.